Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something super special lined up. We're diving into one of the most epic and downright wild matchups ever imagined. Godzilla vs. Daredevil. Yep, you heard that right. We're pitting the colossal king of the monsters against Hell's Kitchen's very own man without fear. I know what you're thinking. How does a giant, radioactive lizard stack up against a blind vigilante lawyer? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out. What happens when blind fury meets atomic strength? It's David versus Goliath on a whole new level. So sit back, relax, and let's get ready to explore this mind-bending crossover. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Godzilla, the king of the monsters. Alright, kicking things off with the big guy himself, Godzilla. Godzilla first stomped onto the scene back in 1954, straight out of Japanese cinema. Created by Toho Studios, he emerged as a metaphor for nuclear destruction post-World War II. Think of him as the ultimate force of nature, both a destroyer and, at times, an unexpected protector. Over the decades, Godzilla has become a global icon, starring in over 30 films. From battling other giant monsters to saving the world, he's done it all. He's not just a monster, he's a legend. Powers and abilities. So, what makes Godzilla the king of the monsters? Let's break it down. Immense size and strength. Godzilla towers over skyscrapers, and his physical strength is off the charts. He's crushed buildings with a swipe of his tail and tossed around other kaiju like they're toys. Atomic breath. His signature move. Godzilla can unleash a devastating beam of radioactive energy capable of obliterating anything in its path. Regenerative healing factor. Injuries that would be fatal to others barely slow him down. His cells regenerate quickly, making him incredibly resilient. Durability. Conventional weapons, peefed, bullets, missiles, even nukes have little to no effect on him. He's withstood the most extreme conditions imaginable. Notable feats. Godzilla's resume is packed with epic moments. Battles against other kaiju. He's faced off against King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, and Mechagodzilla, just to name a few. Surviving nuclear blasts. Originating from nuclear radiation himself, he's absorbed and even thrived off nuclear energy. Saving humanity. In some storylines, he's actually humanity's last hope against greater threats. Talk about a complex character. Weaknesses. But even Godzilla has his Achilles heel. Certain weapons. Devices like the oxygen destroyer have proven effective against him in the past. Agility limitations. His massive size makes him a bit, let's say, he's not the most graceful creature. Environmental factors. Extreme cold has been used against him in some films, slowing him down or putting him into hibernation. Daredevil. The man without fear. Now let's shift gears to our street-level hero, Daredevil. Meet Matt Murdock, a kid from Hell's Kitchen, New York City. As a child, he was blinded by a radioactive substance while saving a man from an oncoming truck. Heroic from the get-go. That accident might have taken his sight, but it enhanced his other senses to superhuman levels. By day, he's an attorney fighting for justice alongside his best friend, Foggy Nelson. By night, he's Daredevil, the vigilante protecting his neighborhood from crime and corruption. Powers and abilities. Daredevil's skill set is impressive. Heightened senses. His hearing, smell, touch, and taste are off the charts. He can hear a heartbeat from yards away and detect subtle changes in temperature. Radar sense. This is like a built-in sonar system, giving him a 360-degree awareness. Martial arts mastery. Trained in various combat styles, he's a formidable fighter. Acrobatics. He's incredibly agile, performing feats that would make Olympic gymnasts jealous. Strategic mind. Being a lawyer, he's analytical and thinks several steps ahead. Notable feats. Daredevil has had his share of epic moments. Defeating Kingpin. He's taken down Wilson Fisk, one of the most powerful crime lords in Marvel's universe. Battles with Bullseye. His ongoing rivalry with Bullseye has pushed him to his limits. Surviving the Hand. He's fought the Hand, a league of deadly ninjas, on multiple occasions. Weaknesses. But he's not invincible. Human limitations. At the end of the day, he's still human. Recovery takes time. Sensory overload. Overwhelming sounds or smells can incapacitate him. Emotional vulnerabilities. His care for loved ones can be exploited by villains. Comparing their abilities. Alright, folks, time to put these two titans under the microscope. Let's see how they stack up against each other. Physical strength. Godzilla. Colossal doesn't even begin to cover it. He's lifted and thrown monsters his own size. His strength is on a scale that's almost incomprehensible. Daredevil. Peak human condition. Compared to Godzilla, it's like comparing an ant to an elephant. Speed and agility. Godzilla. Think of him as the unstoppable force. Slow but devastating with each move. Daredevil. Lightning-fast reflexes and agility. He can scale buildings, flip through narrow alleyways, and dodge attacks with ease. Senses and perception. Daredevil. His radar sense and heightened senses make him hyper-aware. He can anticipate movements and react in milliseconds. Godzilla. While not detailed in senses, he's been shown to detect threats from afar, especially other kaiju. Combat skills. Daredevil. A master combatant trained by stick. He's proficient in multiple martial arts and uses strategy in every fight. Godzilla. Relies on brute strength, tail swipes, and devastating energy attacks. He's more instinctual than tactical. Special abilities. Godzilla. Atomic breath, nuclear pulse, and sometimes even magnetism or energy absorption. He's got a toolkit of massive destructive abilities. Daredevil. Utilizes his billy club, which doubles as a grappling hook and can be thrown with precision. Strategic thinking. Daredevil. His legal mind allows him to strategize effectively. He's constantly assessing his opponent's weaknesses. Godzilla. Operates on a more primal level. While intelligent, he's not strategizing in the human sense. The battle scenario. So, how would a showdown between these two even go down? Let's paint the picture. It's a stormy night in New York City. The rain is pouring, thunder rumbles, and lightning splits the sky. The city's on edge. Suddenly, the waters of the Hudson River churn violently. Godzilla emerges, towering over the skyline. Initial encounter. Daredevil senses something is seriously wrong. The city's usual heartbeat is disrupted. When he arrives, he sees the massive form of Godzilla causing chaos. Tactics employed. Realizing a head-on attack is futile, Daredevil uses his agility to get close without being crushed. He aims to lead civilians away from danger, all while trying to find a way to slow down or divert Godzilla. Mid-battle developments. As the battle intensifies, Daredevil could attempt to exploit environmental factors. He might lead Godzilla toward a power plant, aiming to overload it or somehow coordinate a strategic plan. Climax of the battle. In a pivotal moment, Daredevil might find himself cornered. Just when it seems all is lost, perhaps another monster appears, diverting Godzilla's attention. It's a nail-biter. Possible outcomes. Time to break down how this could end. Scenario 1. Godzilla triumphs. Given Godzilla's overwhelming power, this is the most straightforward outcome. Daredevil does everything in his power but can't inflict significant damage. Scenario 2. Daredevil prevails. Utilizing his intelligence, Daredevil orchestrates a plan that either repels Godzilla or mitigates the damage. Perhaps he finds a way to interfere with Godzilla's senses or lures him back into the ocean. Scenario 3. Meeting a greater threat, forcing the two to shift focus. Maybe an alien invasion or another kaiju appears. It allows both characters to showcase their strengths without diminishing the other. Analyzing the possibilities. Let's nerd out a bit more and really dig into these scenarios. Feasibility of each outcome. Godzilla wins. From a logical standpoint, Godzilla's sheer size and destructive capability make this the most realistic outcome. Daredevil wins. Superheroes overcome impossible odds. If Daredevil can exploit a weakness or use advanced tech, there's a slim chance. Remember, brains over brawn. Stalemate, team up. Possibly the most satisfying narrative-wise. Impact on their worlds. For Daredevil, encountering Godzilla would expand his understanding of the world, introducing him to threats beyond the streets of Hell's Kitchen. For Godzilla, interacting with a human who isn't immediately hostile could add depth to his character. Such a crossover would be groundbreaking, blending the grounded, gritty world of Daredevil with the epic, larger-than-life realm of Godzilla. Fan perspectives. Now, let's see what the community thinks. Community opinions. Team Godzilla. Many fans argue that Godzilla's unstoppable power makes him the clear winner. Team Daredevil. Others believe that Daredevil's intelligence and resourcefulness could level the playing field. Neutral grounds. Some are more interested in the story than the winner. Expert insights. Comic book writers suggest such matchups are about exploring new dynamics. Pop culture critics highlight how crossovers bring different fan communities together. Conclusion. Summary of key points. We've taken a wild ride comparing Godzilla's atomic might with Daredevil's fearless agility. The contrast is massive, but that's what makes this hypothetical matchup so intriguing. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, it's not just about who would win in a fight. It's about the storytelling possibilities. Such crossovers remind us why we love these characters. They inspire imagination and endless debate. Call to action. So, what do you guys think? Who would come out on top in this epic showdown? Let me know in the comments below. If you have other matchups you'd like me to explore, drop those suggestions too.